Once again, welcome to Network African Channels Television. I'm Anne Nwawadu. Nigeria and Burkina Faso have resolved their diplomatic row concerning the detention of Nigerian Air Force pilots and crew in the Francophone country. Well, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tugar, disclosed this in a statement, adding that the Nigerian Air Force personnel will return to Nigeria soon. And this followed a visit by the federal government delegation led by Ambassador Tugar to the leader of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. This resolution followed a constructive engagement between the two governments, reinforcing confidence and highlighting the effectiveness of dialogue in addressing sensitive matters. Well, according to that statement by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the delegation dispatched by President Bola Tinubu to Ouagadougou delivered a message of solidarity and fraternity to Captain Traoré. Both sides considered avenues for deepening bilateral relations and strengthening integration within the ECOWAS regional bloc. The rebel movement M23 has announced its exit from the strategically important city of Uvira in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. And this reportedly comes as the request of American mediators in the conflict between the M23 and the armed forces of the DR Congo. The M23 announced on Wednesday that it had agreed the request from the U.S. mediators just one day earlier to withdraw its forces from the city of Uvira in the DRC, adding that its withdrawal is happening for the sake of peace and it is set to be completed on Thursday, and that's today. The rebels have been fighting Congolese armed forces in the region for the past year in the brutal conflict that has killed and displaced hundreds of thousands of civilians. Despite the leaders of the DRC and Rwanda accused of backing the M23, signing a U.S.-brokered peace agreement in Washington earlier this month, the M23 rebels were not included in those negotiations. And as a result of this, they captured Uvira, which is situated near the borders with Burundi and Rwanda, just days after the peace deal. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa is warning against misinformation, speaking of countries deliberately painting a false picture of the country as a deeply divided society. He made these comments during a keynote address marking Day of Reconciliation at the Engham Museum in the city. Well, President Ramaphosa cautioned that distorted narrative risks undermining social cohesion and democratic progress. He also says that such narratives ignore evidence that many South Africans believe race relations have improved since the end of apartheid, stressing that unity must be protected as the country continues its nation-building process.
Media, those people who are spreading lies about our country do not want to talk about the friendships, the neighborliness, and the kindness that is shown by black and white people in our country towards each other. They don't want to play all the social media clips we are seeing of young Afrikaners in veldskoens dancing to amapiano, and white teenagers speaking fluent isiZulu with their friends. They do not want to relate how all of us as South Africans support our sporting men and women across the various sporting codes. Many black South Africans have now embraced a sport called rugby, which in the past would have been seen negatively by many. Today they are the ardent supporters of the Springboks, and many South African, white South Africans support Abafana Bafana. And that shows that indeed we are embracing the whole process of reconciliation. We must not let them succeed in their efforts. They must fail as they try to divide us as South Africans. If we continue and together build our nation as South Africans, there will be no one who will be able to plant the seed of discrimination and exclusiveness amongst us.
Meanwhile, the South African Police Service has launched a major crackdown on illegal mining in Bapong, a village in the northwest province of the city. And this follows growing concern from residents who say heavily armed men have taken control of an illegal mining operation being run from a private yard of the community. National Police Commissioner also strongly condemned that operation, warning that the safety and livelihoods of Bapong residents are under serious threat. Police have confirmed that additional officers will be deployed to the area as authorities move to restore order and dismantle the illegal activities. Well, today, December 18, the world marks International Migrants Day, a moment to honor the courage, resilience, and invaluable contributions of millions of people who leave homes seeking safety, opportunity, and a better future. This year's theme is My Great Story, Cultures and Development. The United Nations says that this reminds us that every migrant's journey is a unique and powerful story, one that enriches the cultural fabric of societies and drives shared progress across the globe. From families who work tirelessly to support loved ones to innovators and professionals shaping their new communities, migrant stories are part of the world's collective story. On this International Migrants Day, International Organization for Migration is calling for smarter policies, stronger cooperation, and a renewed commitment to making migration work for all. And joining us now to discuss this is Mr. Ali Mohammed Ali. He's the head of International Organization Migration Sub-Office right here in Lagos. And he's right here with me in the studio. Thank you very much for joining us on the program. And happy Migrations Day, if we can agree to that. But International Migrants Day. What does My Great Story mean for migrants and communities, especially in Nigeria?
Thank you for having me. And let me take this opportunity first and foremost to wish all migrants globally Happy Migrants Day. The story of my great story is a story of dignity, is a story of resilience, is a story of hope. It is a campaign for this year's Migrants Day to give migrants a platform where they can share their journey, the story of their journey, and not just really a hardship, a story of a hardship, but their contribution to society, their courage. And for IOM, we work with the migrants and we support their journey to achieve their aspirations, the reasons why they migrated in the first place. Therefore, this really is a platform where they can share their voice and their aspiration, not only their challenges, but also the contribution they are making to society.
And how is properly governed migration contributing to the development of the state and national levels?
Migration is part of society, and it plays a critical role in the development aspiration of every society. It contributes to development. In the case of Nigeria, for instance, where on record there are 2.5 million Nigerians in the diaspora and contributing to an estimated of over $21 billion to the economy, their role is significant. And this is to really show the contribution of migrants, not really just at the family levels, but also contribute to economies nationally and globally. And therefore, there's huge opportunity for the government at both federal and state level to really harness this positive contribution of migrants, particularly the diaspora community, who have resources and also skills that can be tapped into to achieve development goals of the country. Therefore, policies needs to be put in place that creates the condition for the diaspora community to play this important role in the development endeavors of the country.
But what do you think are the most misunderstood reasons why people actually leave their own home country seeking for better lives in other countries?
Yeah, thank you for that question, and it's a very interesting question, and especially particularly this time when migration is a very sensitive issue globally, and a lot of times debates around migration is really focused on the fear along security issues, and also communities tending to see migrants as coming to compete for their jobs. This really ignores the evidence and the facts that migrants contribute to our communities. It's part of our developing our cultures, contributes to economies, contributes to communities and also nations. The positives that the migrants bring outweigh some of the negative narratives that surround around migrants and migration, and therefore we are calling upon communities and governments that migrants are part of society. They contribute skills. They are our teachers. They are our workers in hospitals, and they are part of us, exactly. And they contribute to development.
Yeah, so but quickly, very quickly before we round up, many migrants face exploitation and discrimination. What policies do you think are essential to protect their rights?
Important question again, and we are alive to the fact that migrants continue to be abused and exploited, and they face violence in their journey. We call upon countries and governments to ratify global instruments and treaties to protecting migrants, and also put in place protection measures to ensure that migrants are safe and operate in a condition that harnesses their contribution. IOM does this through a number of ways. We work with, for instance, the Nigerian government to put in place migration governance systems and institutions to address some of these challenges.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ali Ibrahim Ali. He's the head of the International Organization for Migration and Sub-Office in Lagos. Thanks for your time and contribution.
Thank you for having me.
The announcement of the U.S. partial ban, a visa ban on Nigeria, has stirred conversation among Nigerians in the country and in the United States. While a lot of uncertainty hangs in the air about its implementation, Nigerians are looking forward to more clarity from the Trump administration in the coming days. Our foreign affairs correspondent, Amarachi Ubani, reports.
From January 1st, Nigerians headed to the United States will or will not experience difficulty entering the country. That's because of the U.S. partial visa ban imposed on Nigeria. The new restriction bars entry for Nigerians seeking to enter the U.S. as green card holders or on B1, B2, B1B2, F, M, and J visas. This was contained in a proclamation by the White House late Tuesday evening. The U.S. highlighted the operations of radical Islamist groups in Nigeria, the persistent security crisis, and visa overstay as reasons for its decision. There are over 400,000 Nigerians in the United States, a large chunk of them found in America's healthcare sector. President of the Nigerian Physicians Advocacy Group, Dr. Susan Ediowe, says the partial ban upsets not just travel plans for many Nigerians in the U.S., but also the status of those living in the United States.
I think there's a lot of disappointment and a lot of anxiety about this issue. I think some of the disappointment, especially within the United States from the Nigerians who are here, is the fact that as a community, we contribute so much to this country. You know, a physician organization, a physician myself, some studies show that over 52% or more of Black physicians in the United States are Nigerian. Nigerian-born Americans who are here, over 65% of them are bachelor degree holders. The Nigerian American household has over, I don't remember the exact percentage, but higher median home income than the United States average. We are a very hardworking and highly educated workforce. So the disappointment is, it's palpable, because it's like, well, what else do we have to do? And that's a real concern.
Council member, Economic Summit Group, Dr. Gbenga Adeoye, says the partial ban depicts American economic interests, which President Donald Trump is trying to protect.
The U.S. restriction on 15 additional countries on this proclamation 10949 is basically to protect the United States. But again, one cannot rule out the fact that the U.S. is after something, and that is economic collaboration.
President Trump's partial ban is the culmination of a change of visa policy towards Nigeria. In early July, the Department of State reduced visa validity parameters for many non-immigrant visas issued after that date to 3 months and only single entry. A recent designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern last month was a reflection of the U.S. perception of Nigeria's security challenges. The Nigerian federal government has been working with American officials to deal with the challenges. They're hoping for good success along the way. Amarachi Ubani, Channels Television News.
The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has rewarded 177 outstanding public servants in the state with 5 cars and 155.5 million naira. During the presentation of the prizes, Governor Sanwo-Olu reaffirmed his administration's commitment to recognizing excellence, professionalism and dedication within the civil service. The governor also donated 10 million naira to the staff of the Office of Transformation, Creativity and Innovation for their excellent performance.
Lagos State civil servants converge on Adeyemi Bere Auditorium, Alausa Ikeja, for the special luncheon held in honor of the 2025 Outstanding Public Servants of the state. It's that special time at where government workers have the rare opportunity to dine with the #1 citizen of the state. As expected, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu makes his way into the hall for the annual occasion. The state head of service, Mr. Olabode Agoro, explained that the luncheon marks the grand finale of the 2025 Public Service Week. He disclosed that the 177 honorees were selected from 312 nominations received statewide following a thorough assessment process.
The awardees include 99 officers in the senior category and 78 officers in the junior category. On this note, sir, I would like to congratulate the recipients of the outstanding awards and to remind you that the recognition of hard work and dedication is more work and more dedication. Therefore, I urge you to continue to exhibit a high sense of responsibility, diligence, and commitment to duty.
Governor Sanwo-Olu commends the award recipients for their dedication and urged them to sustain excellence and commit themselves to continuous self-development.
And so I know that the work you do every day is not just walk in the park. You're genuinely showing that Lagos truly works. It's all of you here. We get the remarks. Once you have identified that skill in you, continue to oil it. Don't let it go down. If you're known for something that is outstanding, keep it up. It will be difficult, but please keep it up. And because I'm here today, so the head of service have given all of the 5 people that came on the junior category 5 million naira. And because it's head of service, though it's my signature that they have used, but because it's head of service, I don't want to compete with him. So every other person in the junior category, I'll give you 500,000 naira.
The moment everyone has been waiting for finally comes. A cash reward of 5 million naira each goes to 5 exceptional officers selected from a pool of civil servants across the state.
Another 5 million naira check.
5 senior officers selected through a raffle draw also received brand new cars in recognition of the exemplary service.
Okay, it's a level 14 in Ministry of Agriculture, Laskoda. Well done.
Beyond the top awardees, Governor Sanwo-Olu extended cash rewards to other honorees, with 73 junior officers receiving 500,000 naira each, while 94 senior officers were awarded 1 million naira each for the exceptional dedication to the development of Lagos State.
In a bid to identify, incubate and scale solutions across the diverse sets of sectors, Young African Innovators, in partnership with United Nations Development Programme and MasterCard Foundation, spotlights young innovators in Nigeria. The organizers say the initiative targets youth, women and persons with disabilities, empowering them to design real solutions for real challenges.
Energy and excitement fill the hall as young minds from across Nigeria are set for Young Africa Innovates Showcase. In collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme, that's the UNDP, and MasterCard Foundation, Young Africa Innovates celebrates creativity, resilience and solutions shaping Nigeria's future. From 9,300 applicants, only 205 innovators complete the intensive 4-month incubation across 7 states. A partner, the UNDP, believes that the incubation period will train participants for community-driven problem solving.
We are not just showcasing solutions, we are really showcasing what is possible. A number of you are really coming together to address some of the most complex development challenges of all times. With strong courage, with strong creativity, with determination, you are moving the agenda forward.
Another partner, MasterCard Foundation, brings attention to, among others, persons living with disabilities.
When it comes to a lot of innovation, what we call atypical actors, so persons with disabilities, persons from rural communities, are completely ignored. So this program was really to target those specific groups of people because we know that great ideas can be found anywhere.
The picture showcase takes center stage as innovators present solutions in technology, creative industries, grassroots development, health, and a whole lot more.
We are solving the problem of financial exclusion to the people at the bottom of the pyramid. Everything about YAI is up us shaping, our products to see that it's not just about us, but about the people we are targeting.
A panel session follows, stressing the need for stronger public-private collaboration, digital education, and inclusive policies.
We're part of this movement, so we need to also focus on collaboration, have intentional engagement to make sure that we are bringing young people part of the decision-making process. So they have to be stakeholders.
The innovation exhibition highlights inspiring products and prototypes that have been developed.
Persevere. I remember when I was young, I became a professional nuisance when I wanted to get things done. It's always going to be challenges anywhere and everywhere where you go. But it's your persistence, your resilience, and your belief and confidence, not only in yourself, but also in our beloved nation, Nigeria.
Certificates are awarded as Young Africa Innovates says innovation isn't just about technology, but solving real problems. And so they seek to identify, incubate, and scale youth-led solutions that drive social economy.
And as we end the program today, here's our fun fact about the continent. Did you know that Africa has a unique geography? She is the only continent that spans across all 4 hemispheres, northern, southern, eastern, and western. Well, this is because both the equator and the prime meridian cross over its land. This is an interesting geographical fact that contributes to the continent's diverse climates and ecosystems. And that's it on Network Africa for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Nwawadu.